Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, it's just going to be a short one talking about the Lons game we got coming up in midweek, and the importance of getting a win there. So just looking at that game, obviously we host Lons in the match day 5 fixture of the Champions League group stage, and it's a massive game for us because obviously it's a chance for us to top the group and get the group stage done and dusted. So then on the last day of the group against PSV, we can just rotate, rest, and not worry about it too much. So a really important game. I said obviously Lons are coming to the Emirates. We played them on match day 2 where they did beat us 2-1. We went 1-0 up through Jesus, and then sort of a loose pass from Raya that they intercepted, and I mean they done a lot of good work to get to the goal and to produce a lovely finish. Then in the second half they had a cross from the right that their striker managed to put in with another lovely finish, and they managed to turn us over 2-1. It was one of them games where their fans were absolutely up for it. They deserved the win on the day and it was one of them days where I think they were just guaranteed to win. It was like their first European game or Champions League game at the very least in I think something like 30 years or more. So they was well up for it, deserved it on the day, and they've actually got themselves in a really good position in the group. They're sitting joint second with PSV on 5 points, I believe, and they've given themselves every chance of going through to the knockout stages, and they can take a big leap towards that if they get something from us at the Emirates. So massive game for both teams. One I expect Lons will be right up for, and I think it'll be interesting to see how they approach this, because teams so far in the Champions League have sort of come and played Arsenal, and they've actually opened up and tried to play us. And I think that's where Sevilla and PSV sort of come undone. They tried to play us at our own game, and we beat them quite comfortably. Obviously, we beat PSV 4-0. Then we beat Sevilla 2-1 at their ground, which sounds closer than it was. I think we could have scored, 4 or 5 in that game and made it easier for ourselves, but they managed to get a goal back when they were 2-0 down. And then yes, they did make it a little bit nervy towards the end, but overall I felt we were quite comfortable. And then we played them in the reverse fixture at the Emirates, and we absolutely dominated them. It was a 2-0, but again it could have easily been 4 or 5. They didn't have their first shot on target until the 95th, 96th minute, something like that. Complete control, complete dominance. And it'll be very interesting to see if Lons come and take a similar approach to PSV and Sevilla, or if they take some notes of teams in the Premier League who have very nearly had success against us, like Brentford on the weekend, who sat back and made it really tough for us. So I personally think Lons' best plan would be to sit back and try and frustrate us and hit us on the counter-attack. They've got pace up front. And, coming to the Emirates, it's not going to be the same game as it was back at their home stadium where they have their crowd and all the energy. Don't get me wrong, I expect them to bring a very good away crowd and create some noise, but it's going to be at the Emirates, and I think it would just be a really naive thing to do to try and open up and play us the same way again. If they do that, I can see them conceding 3, maybe 4. And I think personally, like I said, I think they should sit back, hit us on the counter and try and play us like that, because we've seen in the league when teams do that, our front players haven't been playing as well in the league. You look at Saka, he gets doubled up, tripled up on in the league, and his overall performances aren't as good. Yes, his numbers have still been good like they have been in the Champions League, but his overall performances haven't been good. Jesus, I mean, I know he's had to stop-start season, so it's a bit harsh, but his performances in the Champions League and the Premier League are complete chalk and cheese. In the Champions League, he's been one of the players of the tournament so far. He's played 3 games, got 3 goals and an assist, but not just any old assist. It was an amazing assist against Sevilla when he chopped between 2 defenders and played through Martinelli for him to round the keeper and put us 1 up before half-time. And I just think it would be crazy for them to open up and give them sort of players, the Jesuses, the Sakas, Martinelli or Trossard, whichever one plays there, and the Odegaards, the space to really play and regain some of their confidence back. I think they should take notes from teams in the Premier League and try and frustrate us. But I think it will be a very, very interesting game, important for both teams. we really do need to win to get this group done, because the PSV game falls right in between Aston Villa away and Brighton at home. Two really tough games in the Premier League. Aston Villa have obviously been flying this season, and Brighton seem to always take something from us when they come to the Emirates. So Arteta's going to want to get this done before that game. So come PSV, he knows he's already topped the group. He can rotate, play the likes of El Neni, Kivy or Reece Nelson and Nketiahs and stuff like that, and not worry too much about it, because, you know, we won't need to win. And if we do lose, it won't be the end of the world as long as we avoid injuries. So very important game for us to get this done. My predicted 11, I think it'll be Raya in goal. I would like to see Ramsdale, because this might be the only chance he gets to play a Champions League game at the Emirates Stadium when he's worked so hard to get us back. So I'd like to see him play, but I don't think he will. Don't think Arteta has much sentiment when it comes to picking the teams. So I fully expect Raya to be back. Right back, I think it'll be Tomiyasu. Ben White's obviously been carrying a slight knock. Didn't start on the weekend. Come on for the final couple of minutes to see out the game. I think Arteta did say he will be available for this game, but personally I would probably just stick with Tommy. Maybe bring White on with about 20 minutes to go to get some minutes into his legs, ready for the weekend. Centre backs, I'd keep it with Saliba and Gabriel. Like I said, it is an important game, so we can't take it too lightly. Can't rotate too much, and, you know, I'd keep them in there. Hopes to get it done, and then when we do play PSV, you can rest them. Left back Zinchenko, very close to my man at a match on Saturday. For me, especially at the Emirates, I like it. I think he's very important at the Emirates. He gets us ticking, so I'd keep him in at left back. Midfield, I've sort of struggled with what I think I would do in this game, but I'll definitely play Declan Rice, and I think I'll play him in the 6 with Odegaard in the right 8. Obviously, undoubtedly, if those two are fit, they play in our best midfield 3. So, and we need to get Odegaard playing again. He's not quite been the same this season. He's had some really poor performances this season, and I don't think he's had a necessarily outstanding performance. Maybe PSV at home, actually. I thought Odegaard was really good, but he's just not quite been himself. So let's try to get him going and try to get the Odegaard back of last season. And to play with him in the midfield. See, no one's nailed this left 8 role, and it's so frustrating. Obviously, if Partey was fit, then you'd probably have Partey and Rice there, because Rice has looked okay in the box-to-box, but I don't think he's looked massively effective going forward from there. But that would obviously be our best midfield. So I'm going to go with Havertz, simply due to the fact of obviously his goal on the weekend. His confidence should be riding high, and if that don't get him going for us, I don't know what actually will. So I'd play Havertz, and also Arteta tends to play Havertz in the Champions League. I think his experience is really important in this. So Havertz, and then I'd go the front 3 of Saka, Jesus and Trossard for me. The only reason why I'm dropping Martinelli out of this is simply just to give him a rest. Obviously, he had the flight back from Brazil last week, and I think him and Jesus both look quite leggy against Brentford at times. So I'd simply, just because I'd rather see Trossard play than Nketiah, for example, that's why I'm saying I'm going to drop Martinelli to the bench, probably bring him on after an hour for Jesus and put Trossard up front. But yeah, just to give him a rest ahead of the weekend. Get some minutes into Jesus. His legs, obviously, he's only just come back from an injury. Only played 1 game for us and 1 for Brazil. So I think he needs the minutes a little bit more than Martinelli does. And the prediction of the score, I'm going to say 3-0, simply because I think Lons might come out and play. But it wouldn't surprise me if they sit back and try and frustrate us, and then it becomes a tight game that we maybe win 1-0 or something. But it's a game I expect us to win. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, score-wise, what you would go with. And also let me know what sort of content you wouldn't mind seeing on the channel. Obviously, this will only be my 3rd video, and I want to try and make it something good that people enjoy. So yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, and please do share. And yeah, I'll be doing a reaction video on Thursday, obviously reacting to the Lons game. So let's hope for an Arsenal win. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.